Good morning. Hello, hello. Y'all have to remind me of your characters' names. I know both Jarvan and Tilly have been here before. Tilly, I think we missed you. I think you had to head out before we read your character the other day. Hello, Ken. I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I did. Tilly, I was asking you your character name again. I know you've been here. SoulFlower! Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Alatar. There it is. I recognize the name. Yes, it's story time. Lainey, we did read yours, right? I'm not adding you to the list. Jarvan, you are first on the list right now. What is your character's name again? Yeah, I was pretty sure we did yours. It's hard because I know I've read so many. Oh, it's the character's also named Jarvan. Sorry. You know, I thought you were kind of just talking in third person there, which, fair enough. I'm not gonna judge. Good morning, Glitching Rain. How are you? Yeah, you can see. SoulFlower, we haven't done yours, have we? I feel like that's another one that I've definitely seen you, and we haven't gotten to you yet. What was your character's name again? So I've got Jarvan, Tilly with Alatar, Ken with who knows. Good morning, Sam. SoulFlower, Glitching Rain, did we do yours? His name is my own online because my actual name is Dutch. We have not. What is your character's name? We are just, maybe today will be slightly more chill. Who knows? Eli? Did I say that right? I was gonna say Ellie, but then I decided Eli made more sense. Oh, awesome, Tilly. That's awesome you get to be on break now. Is it break from school or break from work or everything? Hello, ayo. Welcome in. I am now officially recording these, and I will be slicing up the individual stories and posting them as little clips on my TikTok later. The first read-through session, I didn't know that's what I wanted. I didn't know anyone wanted that. People have asked for it, so now I'm gonna start doing it. So I hadn't intentionally recorded, and TikTok is supposed to give me that download, and it's a 3-hour live, and it says it has it, but it's a 2-second video. So we have a PC named Ellie, and we mess up all the time. Oh my gosh, in our family campaign, we have hello, howdy. We have completely, they did not plan their names together. We have an Elzira and an Elzara, and we mix that up all the time. Your paladin almost died. Sam, yes. That's with Munchkin, or did I misattribute your name? Your character's name. Hello, Lion. Is it Orion? I've learned here in Germany they say Orion. I say Orion. Maxin Foxglove. Who was Munchkin? I am apparently not awake enough. Tangy art. I'm also hoping now you gotta ask, cursed object. I did write you down because I saw you in chat saying hi. You like both? I've already left. I need more coffee. Excuse me. My friend's cleric is one of the hosts from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Amazing. Yes, it is an active request. I make a list. This is the chillest the start has been. And I'm hoping that streaming at another time is gonna give more people a chance Bella Inverno. A fighter soldier turned painter. That is Bob Ross. That is Bob Ross. Fighter bard multi-class. Hey, that's kind of where I'm headed. Not as a soldier, but you know, kickboxing. Siki. Oh, are you saying like that's cool, or are you telling me that's the name of your character? Maybe all the normal Americans are asleep. Yeah, it's got to be late night. I think we got through. Oh no, how many did we get through? I don't know. Oh, you know what? We can look at the YouTube VOD. There's a list. I've been uploading the VODs to YouTube. The US Europeans. How long is the list? Oh, we've got you're on there. I have you, I just don't have your character name. Yeah, most normal Americans. A lot of my American folks who are my internet friends, they work night shift, so they are awake doing like really boring shifts overnight, and hang out on the internet at this point. But the list is not super long right now. We have Jarvan, Tilly with Alatar, Ken with I'm not sure who. Ken, I've missed your character name if you said it. SoulFlower, same story. Sam with Maxin Foxglove. I wrote Munchkin down, so someone must have told me their character's name was Munchkin and I put it in the wrong place. Glitching Rain, Eli. Hold on, we're gonna write some more. No, I have not made it to Gerwin. Nerd Zeronius, aka Zero. I have to assume that's a character name. Munchkin was you. Okay, so Munchkin goes under SoulFlower. I did this before too. Like I mixed up usernames, and these are the ones being read today. So they're not. Yeah. Kensalyn. There may be room on the list. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go today. Maximum 2 to 3 hours. I will probably need to call it between 15 to 20 stories, and so far we have one, just because my voice has been dying. My voice has been dying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 people, so we may be able to get through this list. And I may add like an additional 5 just in case. But yeah, my voice has been dying at the end of these because apparently I'm not, as much as I talk, apparently I don't actually talk that long in a row. Oh, Anita, I am so sorry to hear that. Big hugs. Can we get some hearts in the chat for Anita? Yeah, so my voice has just been dying at the end of these. But yes, again, I'm uploading these to YouTube. Oh yeah, I wanted to see how many characters we got through last time, because that was a 2-hour session. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We did 17 stories in 2 hours, so I think, yeah. I think we can get through this list in a couple of hours today. I've got, okay, Jarvan, Tilly, Ken, SoulFlower, Sam, Glitching Rain, Cursed Object, Lion Orion, Tangy Art, Anita, Circe with I typed it wrong. I definitely did a typo there. Nerd with Zeronius, Cody of 5, Star, Kensalyn with Ghost. Wesesa. How come I have Lone with your name? I don't know why I keep... Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Alright, if I didn't just say your username... oh yeah, have a good night. If I didn't just say your username, you are not currently on the list. I will add a few more to the list. However, there is where we've already now reached the part where I may or may not reach the end of it before my voice dies. Hello, hello. All right. Yeah, welcome in, Moon. Good to see you again. I feel like I've seen your name around. It's okay. I'll be doing these. I did not expect everyone to be so excited about, well, even just these read-throughs. So I'm guessing I'm gonna just keep, like, right now I'm doing them a lot. Yes, Star, I've got you on a list. Yes, YouTube, same username for the VOD. Oh my god. Where's Hats? I'm so sorry you can't hear anything. Oh, very good. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't expect these to be so popular. And then everyone was asking for VODs and stuff, and I hadn't even dealt with VODs yet. I come from Twitch. I hadn't dealt with VODs here on TikTok, and the first one got messed up. So session 1 is lost. If you were here session 1, you are the only ones who get to have experienced session 1. That's so true, Jarvan. It's really fun to hear about the creative characters. It's fun to share the creative characters. But yeah, so it's a real bummer. I don't know how to recover session 1. If anyone knows how, it says there's a download, but it's only 2 seconds long. I didn't locally record it, which is what I'm now doing because I don't want to trust TikTok to ever do that again. So I want to always record it locally. Hello, welcome in, Xlight. Getting bardic inspiration from you. I started writing a song about my character background. Heck yes! I would love to hear that. If you ever post it, please let me know. But yeah, so currently I am now actually doing VODs. I am marking with timestamps on YouTube. So that you can go through and find the different stories. So especially if I read your story, you can go find your timestamp to share it with friends or whatever you'd like to do. So those will be on YouTube, and what I'm now starting to do is go through each of those VODs and cut each story up so that it's a little more... It's hard because I don't read these as if they're meant to be read for a little TikTok, but I'm going to try and cut them all up into little TikToks so that you can view the individual stories. But I will be cutting out, especially for longer ones, I'll probably cut out some of the, I say fluff, I don't mean that it's unimportant, but things that maybe will make these little TikToks quite long, because they're meant to be short. I will cut out things that, oh, I would love for you to animate songs. I would love for you. I'm also, so, I will do the thing where I talk for 20 to 30 minutes before we read stories. I know fluff is fun, so I don't want to cut out things that are fun. But I'm mostly warning, I will be taking my own artistic liberties as to what stays and what doesn't for just like the little TikTok clips, because those are more meant to be teasers than like the full story, and get people excited and get to hear a story rather than the whole in-depth thing, because otherwise we end up with, like, 5 to 10 minute long videos, and a lot of people just don't want to watch that. So yeah, fun but long. So that's what the VODs will be for. If you want to watch them in full, those will be there, and then I will have the little clips that I'm working on. I don't have a schedule for that. I'm just going to go through, post them one at a time as I'm able to edit them. It's submitted! It's the excitement. I know, it's so fun but so time consuming. But yeah, so those will be going on TikTok again. Session 1's lost, unless anyone knows how to help me recover a lost live. Then yeah, collabs. Yes, so I'm working I'll have to become a cosplay account. Let's come back to the voice acting in just a second. I'm gonna finish my thoughts on the cosplay stuff. So with collabs, what I'm doing right now is I'm working on setting up a way to work with cosplayers and actors to do so. If those of you who have seen the series at all, I have a little introduction where I try to condense the story down even further and like what inspired the song and like what the song's about, and then it jumps into the actual song, where so far I've been the one lip syncing. I set up my lights. I'm not really an actor though, and I'm not even really a performer. I am a songwriter and a music producer. I am just not I am not a performer by nature. It's something I really struggle with. So I put a lot of effort into these to make them look good and to do my best performing them and lip sync and make it fun, tell a story. But that's not really my, like, the music part. The music part is where I feel my strength is interpreting these stories, turning it into a song, making it a really cool song. But then at that point, I feel like it'll be better served to hand off in collaboration the visual storytelling to a cosplayer or an actor or what have you. So thoughts and things. I'm working on putting together what that will look like, because I do think I have I think we have more people already interested in collaborating than I will have songs. But I think there's a lot of really cool ways to work with multiple people in multiple ways. So I'm working on setting up like what the expectations will be, like how to make sure we can meet a vision that, like, where the actor gets to have their creative artistry and I can feel like it still matches the overall tone of the series and help edit everything and all that. So yeah, I'm still working on that process. So if you've expressed interest, I'm totally excited about that, and I'm going to work on putting together what that will look like to get your information so that I can see who you are, what you have available to work with, and then have you basically in my little virtual Rolodex to reach out or cast once as a song is getting ready and going to be done. I want to start casting in advance so that we have time to give you a vibe for the character, see if you're available, set some timelines around it, and then move from there. Yeah, I was thinking about a Discord server. I do think I'm gonna have an option to have like a cosplay role in my existing Discord server, and then like a private section. I don't want people to feel like they have to join for that. However, that would be an option as one way to like kind of create a little community of the cosplayers, and be able to kind of put a casting call out when I'm getting ready for a new video, to kind of say, here's what I'm looking for this. If you are a good fit, let me know. But I also want, I have some ideas. I'm talking with someone who knows how to do these things and they're helping me. And another option is to like have a little email list where I'll send out an email, or if I just have my little Rolodex and I already know there's someone who I think will be a good fit, yeah, I will initially probably be reaching out via TikTok DMs if we haven't spoken already, or if I don't have access to your email, particularly. So I need to find a way. I will be spending the next few weeks probably just trying to get contact information for everyone, because relying on TikTok notifications and DMs will just not be realistic. But yeah, I have some ways, I have some thoughts. I'm working on getting now what that will look like so that I have enough information to put things together. Yeah, so that's in progress. It'll take a little while. This is a long haul project for me. I expect to do this yearly. When you say regarding things like this, Star, what do you mean? For DMs. In general, I'm okay with people DMing me. People just need to know that I am getting a lot of DMs with questions, and I'm trying mostly to answer questions publicly so that those questions can then just be answered for everyone. And yeah, so that is the lot of words and thoughts about cosplay stuff. And yeah, that's all in progress. It's gonna probably take a little bit for me to get all that organized, reach out to everyone, because I'm still putting together like the documentation that I want to be able to provide to potential collaborators. Discord is much better. Yeah, thank you, Anita. this Discord is much better for me for messaging. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, so there's all that. Someone was asking about voice acting. I am actually going to be doing my first voice acting gig here soon. It's I will be acting a siren in Wanted Swordsman for Hire, which is a podcast by my uncle and his friend, but I say that as if it's just a little podcast, but I mean, I don't know how many listeners they have, but it is a really well produced podcast, so I'm really excited to have this. I am really excited to have this be kind of my first little step into. I did have to audition. I was explaining this the other day. It was a nepotism. I'm a nepotism find, but I did have to audition to actually be on it. But yeah, Wanted Swordsman for Hire. I'll be on episode 4. Yeah, I'm excited about it. And I would love to do more voice acting. This will just be my first thing that I can like put in a little portfolio, etc. Submissions for today's reading. Probably. I would add another name or two. But submissions in general for characters, I expect to leave character submissions open all year and then close and reopen them for the following year. This is a project is very near and dear to me. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy all the characters I get to meet. I really enjoy all the creativity. And this year I am... I'm really looking forward to expanding the project to work with other creative people. I do, like, a lot of people have asked me about doing collaborations with other musicians, and while I'm not closed off to that, I have a harder time imagining what that looks like without fundamentally changing what the project is, because for me, as a musician, songwriter, artist, my contribution to the project that makes the project my project is that I am interpreting these stories and giving it my musical interpretation, right? So when I'm handing that part off to another musician, then what am I doing? Where is my role in this at that point? Which isn't bad, but it does really change the project in my understanding of the project. So I'm totally open to being like sharing things and opening opportunities, and I don't know what that looks like with other musicians other than having them come onto my songs, but that's very different than like, here's all these stories, write songs. But where for me, working with the cosplayers, the actors, the visual, I know the supervisor that didn't need to be hired, I would start feeling like it wasn't really my project anymore, which is fine. That could be okay in the future. But for right now, I think I'm going to focus on doing collaborations for the art parts of the video that are not my core contribution. So the acting and the cosplay, that's not so much my strength. So for now, that's where I'm going to be focusing my collaboration efforts. It may expand in the future. I may still have other artists come and join me in the songs, but that would be very different than like basically handing out all the songs or all the stories to other songwriters. Yes, there will be a VOD, but I will not be reading. I read characters just if you're in chat, so that way you can be here to enjoy it live. And if you don't make it today, then I will be doing. Thank you all. I will be doing more of these throughout the year. I feel like I keep trying to say this is a long haul project. I plan to keep showing up. I may not have a schedule. I may not have, I am terrible when it comes to, like, I'm going to post a new song every other Saturday, or I'm going to be able to go live every week, because my energy ebbs and flows, and I really try to, I've learned that to manage my energy on weeks where I just can't, I need to just not. I really don't know what that looks like throughout the year. Yeah, big ADHD mood. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Take care as well, Rachel. So yeah, I can't promise what it looks like exactly. I can promise I will keep showing up. I just can't promise on what exact schedule. But we will be doing more read-through lives. We will be doing the songs. I will be leaving submissions open throughout the year, and I do expect for the foreseeable future to have this be have this be an ongoing annual event where we close and reopen submissions so you can update your stories. I have a lot of other ideas as well, but that totally fundamentally changes things as well. So yeah. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean, Cody of 5. There's a lot of things that I'm definitely interested in, but I don't have time for. Just for a reminder, the scale of character songs is currently there are how many? 1,331 submissions. And I just realistically, this is what I do in my spare time that I don't really have. And so I realistically can't get yeah. There's the dorko.tv/discord. Is that not working for you? Sometimes on mobile it doesn't work. Yeah, that's so many. So just to like give you guys an understanding of the scale of what I'm dealing with here. I love all these and I would love to spend way more time with each story. But it's really gonna be it's a bit of a raffle to submit, or like winning the lottery, except on a small scale, and what you win is not as good as like millions of dollars, but thank you, I'm really excited. But yeah, so that's where it's fun for me for these lives to be able to spend a little extra time getting to know you and their character at the same time. And no, I really appreciate all your concern. I especially after last round, I feel like I developed a lot of boundaries about it, even just emotionally, because I feel really bad if I feel that I've made someone feel if I make someone feel like their story's not good enough, I feel bad about that, and I feel like I've found a place where I can be okay. That it's not like I can't help that. Personally, I think getting your character picked is like winning $1 million. I don't have Patreon because I used to have one and I got really frustrated with Patreon. So what I do have, I am a web developer, and I use Stripe to run my alternative, not Patreon crowdfunding site. So just dorko.tv, where I've been directing you all to go. Yeah, they roll in really fast. I've been just directing people to, I have dorko.tv, www.dorko.tv. And you can basically, it works very similar to Patreon, where I have tiers set up and you can subscribe as a funder. I've got like 5, 10, and 20, so comrade, adventurer, hero. And basically they're all the same. It's kind of on a pay what you can basis in that way. The only differentiator is at the top level gets like sponsor credits on the public like album pages and stuff. And maybe at some point I have the capacity to add in credits on videos and things, but I just haven't been able to commit to that. So it's also the first time several of you have signed up in the last week. It's the first time I've had people who I didn't actually know in some long-term, even if it's just online, people who I didn't actually know who they were on some level sign up. So I've had several folks sign up to support this for sure. So that was exciting, and I realized what I really need to do next is make there be a way to because I've just been manually adding the Discord flare, but now there's several people who I'm not even sure if they're in the Discord. And I need to find a way to, I guess I can email them, but I need to contact them and see if they're in the Discord so I can apply their Discord flare if they would like that, or I can just finish setting that up as an automatically applied thing with my bot. There is a Discord! Dorko.tv/Discord should redirect you to the invite. If it doesn't work on your phone, it should work on the desktop. But yeah, there's no pressure, and it's part of why I don't like doing commissions and why I like doing it in this more open format, so that money is not the reason that you can't participate. And honestly, an individual paying me for a song is not as sustainable. Oh yeah, it is an 18 plus Discord. I forget that not everyone is 18 and over. You're right. I am so sorry. It is okay. It is okay if you can't support there, and it is totally fine. That's where I'm hoping eventually that just by sheer reaching enough people, because one person commissioning a song is great, don't get me wrong. I also forget that children exist sometimes. While that is great, that relationship feels a lot different to me, and it's a one-time thing where if I can build enough of an audience who have who are willing to contribute $5-10 a month, that's something I can sustainably eventually pull back on my other work and focus more on music. So that's more sustainable and what I care more about focusing on. I'm so sorry for those of you under 18. Yeah, with the Discord it's 18 and up, just so that there's no like, just so that there's always the understanding that yeah, for me it's easier to avoid potential issues in terms of whether just mature topics are being discussed or I don't know. I have had too many people under 18. They weren't even being, I don't want to use the word inappropriate, but it feels closest. Like it was, I've had too many times where some folks under 18 were, and I don't like the word intimate either. But it just felt more like it felt like they didn't understand boundaries in a way that they felt, because it wasn't even mature. Yeah, it just felt really, and I didn't know how to deal with that in a sense. I don't want to hurt people or their feelings, but I just reached a point where I was like, you know what, if we just say no under 18, because then we can just always know I'm dealing with an adult in this situation, and I don't have to worry about how to navigate a minor in this situation. So yeah, it's really more, it's honestly for the kids. There's just many levels. It's just many levels, and it adds a whole element of, I don't want to feel responsible for the minor, and I don't want to be right. And I know that there's no way to fully verify that, but if there's a general rule and we figure out that someone is a minor, then it's easy to just remove them. But yeah, so it's not perfect, but it definitely has made it feel like a safer spot, and people don't have to worry as much. It can just be the rule, and it is what it is. All right, it has been half an hour. I'm really enjoying chatting with you all, but we are here to read your stories. But yes, the Discord is in fact 18 and up, and there are just many reasons why, but safety is honestly the number one reason. Everyone's talking about school. Look, some people are in university, some people are graduating at 18. Story time with Anne. Okay, let's do this. Is it Jarvan Fairysong? Is that correct? Talk about college once in your band. Yeah, in Italy, most people graduate. So yeah, I don't usually take school specifically as a sign that someone is under 18, but yeah, I graduated at 15. Oh yeah, good tip to drink tea if you're losing your voice. I've been drinking hot lemon. Right now I'm still working on my morning coffee, but okay. Cold drinks don't help, contrary to what others say. Noted. Yeah, I definitely don't jump to conclusions when someone just talks about being in school. There's so many, and yeah. And again, I was in college at 16, so really it means nothing. Hats. Not actually. Maybe we are at the end of the We are at the end. We are reaching like max capacity, but no, I think we could potentially squeeze you in. Depends on who all has to leave. Today's a little slower getting the list going, which is great for my ability to keep up. All right. Jarvan Fairysong. He, his, Ice Tiefling, a Hexblade Warlock / Echo Fighter. 32 years old. He is a cocky / arrogant / manipulative tank, both in damage and defense. Alright. Backstory. Jarvan was an amnesiac. Didn't know where he came from or who he was prior to the 5 years he had been a mercenary in the Frozen Wastes. His soul is merged with that of the demon prince Larvestus. This is what caused his amnesia. He is adventuring with his current party due to an unholy artifact and the corpse key. It is the corpse key being in his possession. I'm going to read that again. He is adventuring with his current party due to an unholy artifact, the corpse key, being in his possession. All right. Very good. Very cool. Okay. Current story arc. He finally has his memories back. After fighting off and striking a deal with the demon prince. Yet, the world is still in peril. The dark heart he is supposed to seal with the corpse key is still in pieces. Our next goal is to get to each of the lost libraries. Next stop, the Chaos Lands. Jarvan is glad to have regained his memories and excited to get back into the fight alongside his party and his loyal undead dragon companion, Chaos. Amazing. A corpse car. Specific anecdote. Jarvan has been stuck in a prison in the Underdark for a few years. He had finally been reunited with his mercenary guild to find his dragon egg broken. Using necromancy, he has then gained Chaos, his undead dragon pet. It's perfect. Because the words are difficult to pronounce, or... Alright, character details. Jarvan's skin is ice gray, his hair snow-white dreads, his horns are golden, and his eyes an iced blue. His tail is a skeletal tail. He has many scars, a few on his face, and a tattoo of a saber-toothed tiger skull on his shoulder. Hardcore. His main catchphrase is when his dragon Chaos goes into attack mode. Chaos! Wreak havoc! Epic. Amazing. Thank you for bringing Jarvan to us. It is all good, y'all. It is all good. All right. Tilly, are you still with us? I see you in the chat. Talking about another dragon companion. Chaos control. All right. I've given up. I can't not say all right. When I say all right, you know the next part's coming. Alatar. He, his, half-elf, warlock, 24 years old. Party role. Flirts with everyone, but really doesn't open up about himself. He also has a tendency to spit random facts out. Fantastic. Backstory. He is one of the 2 sons of a beloved duke and duchess. His aunt killed them to take the throne, and he was sold away as a slave. Every part of the sentence gets worse. Separated from his twin! If you thought that was bad, try this. If you thought that was bad, try this. He managed to escape and found sanctuary in a library where he grew up and gained lots of knowledge till he found his patron and made a pact with him to gain power to both find his brother and take back what is rightfully his. He's now adventuring to gain allies and experience while searching for his twin. Dun dun dun! It's more chills. We're getting more chills. The PC life of never knowing peace. All the plot hooks. Alright, current story arc. Managed to gain the paladin respect, someone he doesn't like and who he clashes with constantly due to the paladin seeing him as a mindless servant of his patron. By acting selflessly and gifting one book he dearly brought with him during the adventure to a child so she could learn more about magic and be safe. He might have pissed off some forest spirits while doing a quest by his patron, and this will definitely bite him soon. His stuffed dragon just became his pseudo-dragon familiar. Is a homebrew thing. I think you can find it on Reddit if you look up stuffed dragon D&D. Ironically, now that he is on the path for vengeance and faces so many dangers every day, he feels safer than he did in the library, which is his home that he loves still, but now feels more confident, competent, and stronger in a way. You know, that's relatable. That's relatable. Traumatizing them in your first 3 sentences. Oh. Oh god, it just keeps getting worse. We have found and destroyed. We have found and defeated the mother of the board. The random scroll. Yeah, yeah. You're good, you're good, you're good. Yeah, comfort comes with confidence. I like the way that you phrase that, sweet tea. Comfort comes with confidence. Yes. Gotta hit him with the right hook of tragic backstory. And then just twist in a little more tragic backstory. Character details. Oh wait, no. Anecdote. He and the druid were on a side quest because they needed to prove who was right about the specific properties of a rare flower and went to find a ranger to settle who was right or wrong. Turns out they were both wrong since the flower in question was not even what either of them thought it was. Perfect. A normal happy life? What is that? That's the life of a NPC. I don't think there's very little wrong way to do a submission. Alright, character details. Favorite color, orange, light yellow, and loves reading. He loves to make magic just for the fun of it, like little light games, making stickmen of light flying around. His patron is connected to the stars, so it's easy for him to manipulate light. He might overshare and talk too much at sometimes. Same. He is just excited to share all that he knows. Also same. He has tattoos of golden stars on his back, amber eyes, long blonde hair, and wears a lot of golden chains as jewelry. The paladin made fun of him for that. Still a thing connected to him being a slave of his patron for the paladin, while in reality the relationship between patron and warlock is the healthiest I've ever played. He dresses like the noble he is, so silk and velvet and all that. Once I read, this isn't in the books. When I am the Duke, I will ... These are the quotes. Amazing. I'm already planning for my character's tragic death. It's totally okay if you don't have enough for a character yet. There will be many more opportunities in the future. I've played a brooding loner a few times, but more recent characters have been happy. It's more fun for me that way. Totally. I'm reading from the submission form. I plan all of my characters' last words. No, I've explained. Okay, Ken, what was your character's name? I have explained before, and I will explain again. That basically what I need from a submission on a given day when I am looking to get inspired is really dependent, and some days having the longer form is better for me, and some days having the shorter more bullet point version of a story is what I need to get a song done. So it really, honestly, it really just depends on what I need on a day, whether or not a submission vibes with me for inspiring me for a song. So it takes all kinds, and I'm really happy to have all these options so that something can spark for me pretty much whenever I have the inspiration to sit down and write a song. My character's last words were, poor choice of words. That is gnarly. Oh, thank you for sharing your character. Okay, Ken, we're going to be doing Janric Vangar. Yeah, nothing hits me harder than a character's last words being, I don't want to die. Yeah, I don't want to go. Oh boy. Alright. Janric Vangar. She, hers, dwarf, cleric, twilight, 137 years old, party role, reluctant healer but trying to be nice. She is failing miserably. Yeah, I love the submissions. Backstory. Janric comes from Waterdeep, born and raised in the Field Ward, having left to hide from the shame of getting her youngest sister having left to hide from the shame of getting her youngest sister killed because of her old occupation. The major event that changed her life was witnessing the genocide of a group of Myconids. A group of Myconids in the Underdark, causing her to leave her old life of crime behind. She's in the party now to try and make up for her past failings, hoping these people will help her out on the road to redemption. Myconids. A group of Myconids in the Underdark. Now there's the right hook of tragic background. Current story arc. Not the mushroom people! It's a mushroom! Maybe it's friendly! Alright. The first conflict that's been resolved has been another one of the party members accidentally killing her best friend, one of the Myconids she managed to save back in her old crime days. He's okay now, though. She managed to be able to move on from the incident and has begun to start trusting him again. She's currently trying to accomplish a way to get her, why can't I say lycanthropy? I know this word. Lycanthropy? Werewolfism? I know, does this girl have any living lycanthropy? Did I say it right? I said it many different ways. Lycanthropy. There we go. Thank you, Hats. Lycanthropy under wraps during full moons, as there's a quest that requires her to be present for a ritual under the full moon. The most recent struggle that has yet to be solved is the fact that she's been cursed to slowly freeze to death by a Dracolich. During a heist in Castle Ravenloft, Strahd von Zarovich resurrected the body of Argynvost to fight the party as punishment for trying to steal Argynvost's skull. She is currently trying to find a cure for this curse and is very slowly giving up hope as time ticks ever onwards towards her demise, the frostbite spreading slowly over the entirety of her body. On the plus side, the party got the skull and the holy symbol of Ravenloft, which is something good they've accomplished. It does sound chilling. Oh. Hoo. Alright. I know. Every time, there's just, problem on problem and problem. It's like, oh, by the time you've, gotten to this problem and you're just so busy focusing on solving that one, you've forgotten how many other problems you have once you figure that out. But this one is life-threatening at the moment. No big problem. No big deal. Specific anecdote. The first thing I can recall is a very small moment inside a cabin, just outside the city of Vallaki by Lake Zarovich. Janric and an NPC by the name of Victor are sat together, with Janric tending to the man's wounds. Very quietly, out of earshot of the rest of the group, she confesses that she doesn't believe in them. She has no hope that they can find a cure for this curse before she is consumed by it, body and soul. Doesn't mean she can't fault them for trying, though. Problem after problem until you forget what the last 3 problems were. That's life, isn't it? Character details. Favorite color is blue, specifically midnight blue. Her favorite pastime is to knit and smoke her pipe. Her biggest pet peeve is when people stare at her. One annoying habit is that she often clings to small slights and lets them fester in the back of her head. She's got a ton of notable scars. The large round scar when a demon punched a hole through her chest. The Lichtenberg figure scar across her back and her neck. A werewolf bite on her right shoulder, the frostbite scar on her left shoulder, 2 small puncture wounds on her from where she let a spawn feed on her, etc., etc. Oh. I mean, it checks out. It checks out that there's so Lichtenberg. Thank you. I know. A demon punch through her chest? Walking buffet, right? Every section introduced like so many additional things this poor character is dealing with. Oh. Good morning, good morning. Sometimes we're a little sadistic with our characters. I think there's something to be said for wanting our characters to be able to handle a lot if we feel like we've been through a lot. Don't want to like... you know, there's something empowering to be like, look at how you can deal with all of this. All right. I wasn't sadistic to Astoria, but my DM sure was. All right, SoulFlower. We've got Munchkin. SoulFlower with Munchkin. He is Tabaxi, bard, 18 years old. I don't keep writing backstories to traumatize my characters. I don't know what you're talking about, sweetie. Party role. Enthusiastic healer and performer who tries his best to cheer up the party. Overall support. A wholesome bean. A wholesome bean. Backstory. He comes from the city of Mouthwater, a hotspot filled with all sorts of culinary wonders and cultures. Munchkin has been the apprentice of the best chef in Mouthwater all his life and has finally gotten permission to go out and hopefully write the biggest cookbook in the world. He travels with his party in hopes that traveling the world and seeing new things will let him learn new recipes and find new ingredients to use for the meals he cooks for his friends. Oh, a bean. I also enjoy escapism. I feel like I need a little bit of both hats, catharsis and escapism. Even if it does involve a lot of combat. Current story arc. He recently liberated a restaurant that had fallen from grace by improving the menu and delivering new, fresher ingredients. Ingredients that took a whole new perilous quest to obtain. Basically, a fantasy kitchen nightmares. However, he did screw up at one point, almost butchering the druid of his party because they were in their wild shape and Munchkin didn't know. He's done well working on his cookbook, usually making new recipes using the meat harvested from the monsters they slay. He hopes he can convince the BBEG of his world to teach him a recipe from their own culture, hoping that recipe will make his cookbook perfect and like no other. Despite his optimism, he's still a little nervous being out of his hometown for the first time and is trying to learn how to be a better friend. Oh, the wholesomeness. He's been faced with some pretty scary stuff that would traumatize anyone. However, he's remained generally upbeat and hopeful in spite of those bad things because he loves life no matter what and wants to cherish it. Amazing. A cinnamon roll. Too good for this world. Too pure. Exactly. Anecdote. He once managed to distract a whole gang of bad guys with a food cart while the rest of his party snuck in somewhere. At one point, Munchkin forgot he was even supposed to be distracting them because he was having such a good time serving everyone. You know, I have a chef sorcerer and he has a similar problem. An absolute cutie. Okay, we've got character details. His favorite pastime is cooking, of course. As a bard, he prefers not to go the old-fashioned way of musicians and singing, but instead prefers to do cool hibachi-styled cooking feats for his performances, and uses different cooking-related things in combat. Usually, like using the heat metal spell on a pot or pan that he uses to attack. Also, he's only 3 feet tall. Fantastic. Absolute baby. Absolutely baby. So amazing. Thank you for the wholesomeness. A hibachi cooking performance bard. I also love it. We are now buddies. SoulFlower, we would all like to actually get to know Munchkin in our real lives. Alright, Sam with Maxin Foxglove, are you with us? Yeah, the stark contrast. But that's the thing, and it's part of why I love these, because They're just so different, and there's so many. And yes, there are tendencies like everyone's favorite color is purple, or there's so many like trauma stories. But then there's also so many wholesome stories, and there's so many, yeah, yeah, a fan favorite. Oh my goodness. All right, Maxin Foxglove for Sam. He is character species Greyhound Center, also a homebrew. If you want to explain what that is, I would love to learn more. There may be more here in the description, but character class Ranger, character age 20. Party role a sassy support character. He lets others take the lead, but will step up when he feels it's necessary. Right, Munchkin makes me want to play a happy character for real, right? Trauma, chameleon. I ruined that, but you know. Backstory. The group helps him save his little sister's life. A saved sister's life! Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, what was the typo? I know, that's so loud. He feels a sense of debt to them, though he knows none of the party would expect him to repay them in any way. He feels he needs to provide. He feels he needs to provide. He can be useful and build up his parents' potion and poison shop in the process. Greyhound Centaur. Okay. I was like, a Greyhound. When you said Greyhound Center, I thought I could only think of like the bus, like a bus station for like Greyhound buses. I was like, all right. Greyhound Centaur. Very cool. We are watching Centaur World right now. We just started. Potions and poisons, the best of both worlds. All right, current story arc. He was recently kidnapped by an opponent. At first, he had all faith that his party would come to save him. As hours turned to days, turned to weeks, turned to nearly 2 months, Maxin came to realize how little he truly knew his party. He wants to believe they were trying to save him, but a part of him stung with the fear that they had simply never looked. While trapped, he faced torture like no other, and yet he also met a man with a heart of gold. He knew he needed to protect this merman, so when the opportunity presented itself, he took it. He hadn't actually directly killed anyone at this point, but things quickly change when lives are on the line, and you need every advantage you can get. Ooh. I will kill for this merman. I know, they didn't go to save him. Where were they? Anecdote. Maxin has ended up kidnapped on more than one occasion. Okay, come on, Maxin, get it together. He always managed to be brought back to the cage. That's why he hates being called a dog, even though he does share similarities with one. That being said, Maxin's closest friends is none other than the daughter of the man who kidnapped him the first time. From time to time, his mind would wander back to the dungeon in which the Trident King kept him, and in those moments he'd have to force every fiber of his being not to put any form of blame onto the princess. He knows she had no say in the matter and likely didn't even know until she saw him in that dark place. But couldn't she at least have said something? Why didn't she try to help him find out why he was taken to begin with? I would have saved him. I'm built different. Character details. When Maxin gets nervous, he nibbles on his leather wrist cuffs. He has a giant poisonous snake named Ivan. I know, the party lost Sam privileges. We'll take him. Fantastic. Chat, we're going on a rescue mission. Glitch and Rain with Eli. We still here? I'm trying to like power through again. Cause you know, I can sure talk. All good. I'm trying to, now that I know that I'm editing these into TikToks, I am trying to like notice if I flub a sentence and just start over, because I find that's easier to edit later. So if I suddenly sound like I'm using a different approach to repeating things, that is why, because I already am struggling to edit these shorter versions of the videos. And I'm still probably not doing it good enough. Yeah, you can just tell me your character's name. I make no promises we will get to you, but the list isn't super long, and we're going for another hour, so there is a chance. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Benny. 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 Benny and the Jets. All right. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that you submitted. And I have to say, all of Benny and the Dragons. Link. Yes, I've got you on the list. I don't know if we'll have time, but I do have you on the list. So if we get to you, or if we get through enough stories, we will. Yeah, Benny and the Dragons. Yeah, band name. So many great band names come up during these. Yeah, totally, Sam. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I had a thought and then it just totally left me. We will do more lives. I plan to pretty much keep showing up and do lives throughout the year. I had another thought though, and it felt relevant. And it's gone forever. All right. Anita, where are you? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your 6th start, including the one we're about to read. Oh, what I was gonna say, Rowan, your name with commissions open on it reminded me, especially if you're in the Discord, but even just here in the chat, so many of you all do really cool art on your own channels. And I would like to really encourage you all to check each other out, and find other people in this community who are doing art, and content related to whatever, really. But I really encourage you all to get to like check each other out and follow each other, because so many of you also, when I like go start trying to check you out myself and have a look at your profiles and stuff, yeah, so many of you are really cool. I know, and many of you are very cool. You don't do content, so it's hard to like, you know, like that doesn't translate to what I'm saying right now. But so many of you are really cool and do cool content and do really awesome art and cosplay or whatever it is that y'all do. Y'all are very talented, and it's really cool to find y'all. And it's hard on the social media platforms to be seen, because you gotta appeal to the algorithm. So when we're already here getting to know each other, don't forget to check each other's actual profiles out, because some of y'all do some really cool content, and I think y'all deserve to see each other's content. So just a reminder, I wanted to put that out there. Yeah, spread the love. All right, here we are. Glitchin' Rain with Eli. Character pronouns are other. We'll get to those in the details. I think we're using he throughout. Okay, pronouns are any, all, but mostly he. Triton, blood hunter and barbarian, 26 years old, hot-headed frontliner. He is also the only PC from the realm we are in right now, and the love interest of a PC. And it says Enola, but I was first reading that as Hala. Enola, not Hala. Backstory. Eli has known nothing but war for his whole life. As a child, he was taken in by a program made to create obedient, perfect soldiers. Eli was one of the few who survived it. After many years of the program, him and his closest friend, Ayla, escaped the program, but they had to split up so it would be harder to catch them. Oh, separation. Ain't no holla back, barbarian. The trauma is always so heavy in the first sentence. So true. It's so true. Whew. Current story arc. Is this... I'm sorry, it just made me think of the meme with the butterfly. Is this D&D? This is related to D&D. Not all these stories come from Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm reading character stories that stem from tabletop role-playing games, of which D&D is in that category. Wait, what did you misunderstand? So D&D is related, but this is not actually D&D. Okay, current story arc. It's okay if you didn't fully understand. We will work with what you have here. When he first met the party, they were wary of him, but soon that faded. After being captured by one of the opposing sides of war, Enola, she-her APC, and Eli started getting very close. During the time with the party, Eli took on an apprentice called Tori. After almost a year in the war with the party, they found out Tori had been lying about who he was. He is a leader of the Blade Singers. When Eli confronted Tori about this, he confessed everything. He sought out Eli after getting a vision of someone destroying the world, thinking it might be him, and he killed Ayla. He did kill Ayla, or they thought he killed Ayla? I don't understand. He did. Sorry. Eli snapped at that, but was forced not to attack Tori by Tori's magic. The next day, Tori asked for an audience with the war councils, and there revealed that Eli was a part of this program, and it's only a matter of time before the people in charge take over Eli's mind and make him kill everyone. A sleeper agent! After this information was dropped, everyone started looking at Eli as a monster and turned their back on Eli. Everyone but Enola. Oh no. Tori killed Alan. Oh no. A sleepy man agent. That's not. I think you did not misunderstand anything for current story arc. Not the betrayal! You were meant to fulfill the prophecy! Not destroy it! I've ruined the line, I know it. Specific anecdote. I'm drinking some water, actually. I also am a sleepy person. You were meant to destroy them, not join them. There it is, thank you. You were supposed to be the chosen one. You all are great. You know the lines. I always remember, I get, I'm terrible because I always remember, like, that there is a line, and I often remember, like, the cadence of the line, and I do this with lyrics as well, but I don't remember the actual line, so I am constantly misquoting things, and it drives everyone crazy. Specific anecdote. For Eli, joining the party was a new start, a moment for him to be Eli and not a soldier. After Tori revealed they were part of the program, and why the soldier... Hold on. You gotta read the full sentence. Where does the emphasis go? Aha! After Tori revealed they were part of the program and why the soldiers were made, the new beginning has been lost and all progress he had been making was lost. Now Eli has to prove to everyone, not only to themselves, that they are not only a soldier or a monster. Oh, you're totally fine, Glitching Rain. It just takes me a moment. I also read too quickly. There's a term for that, Anne. It's called being a dork. Thank you, Hats. I have a boyfriend who's obsessed with Star Wars. It's ingrained. I am this close to making Anakin as a PC. Character details. Pronouns are any, all, but mostly he. Most of their body are covered in scars. Their left arm has been replaced with a prosthetic made out of crystallized blood. Oh, damn. That is intense. Horribly bad at social situations. Has a very hard time showing weaknesses. Even though they have 20 intelligence, they are illiterate. He is very quick to anger and very arrogant about his combat skills. He used to wear a mask, but recently she took it off due to always having it in their face. It's very easy to read. A very easy to read face. Is in a slow burn with a PC called Enola. Very, very good. Oh, the art. That precious face. Sleeper agent. Alright, cursed object. You still with us? No, there is not currently a way to edit characters. You are welcome. Thank you for giving me your boy. I have a thought on, I have an idea for how to, I may eventually introduce the option to edit characters. Right now it's just a nightmare to worry about at the moment. Is cursed object still in chat? Otherwise, Lie and Orion is up next. Which, Orion, I'm so sorry. You probably told me a character name, but I totally did not jot it down. I also love hearing about the character so much. It's part of why I keep doing this. Alright, I am not seeing cursed object in chat. Hey Cal, I'm not reading anyone who isn't present, so if you didn't say you were here, then I probably didn't read it at the time. Hey Canna Bagel. Alright, Lion Orion. Okay, hold on. There we go. I'd be worried if there is a cursed object in chat. Okay, Mirs, born Melmond. Is it born Melmond, like they were born Melmond? Or born Melmond is like the full name? Collecting stories like this feels like a dragon, except it's Horda's stories. Yes. And you know what's great? Is that stories you can share, and all it does is multiply. It's like fire with a candle, right? Hey, cursed object. I'm getting started on Orion's now, but we will come right back to you after we're done. If that's okay. Alright. Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna read through this, but then we'll do you next. Born, okay. Mirs, born Melmond. Character pronouns, other. Character species, changeling, pretending to be a human. We have not yet had a changeling pretending to be the same thing yet. I think we had tiefling, elf, and then now human. Ooh, I'm the Watcher and the Infinite TTRPG multiverse. I really like that. I'm gonna steal that. Changeling squad! Fighting Shadow, I'm gonna throw you on the end of the list, but I don't know if we will be getting to the end. These are for the song. These are submissions from the song submissions. Reading them does not guarantee a song. It just means I'm trying to hang out and get to know your characters more. Some of these may or may not get songs later. Verity, yes, I do have you on the list of Gladio. Link. Oh, pretty far down the list, Link. I'm really sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You're pretty far down. I don't know if I'm gonna get that far before my voice goes and I need to end. Alright. But we will be doing more lives. I will be doing more read-throughs, so not getting read now doesn't mean you won't ever get read if you keep showing up to lives to listen to stories. and just check them out. Eventually we will get to yours. I am trying to get people who I know have been here multiple times and just don't have good timing with it for whatever reason. I'm trying to bump those up when I can, but yeah. Yes, I think that's about right. Has about a 1% chance currently. Okay, character species, changeling pretending to be human. I got real distracted by that. Character class, vessel. Is that a homebrew or is that from another TTRPG that's not D&D? Character age, 23. Party role, wild card and reluctant placeholder, guild master. Backstory. Son of one of the 4 major families of a corrupt, mainly human kingdom that treats any other race as special and a statement piece in the family. Ooh, interesting. Melmond was different, born to the Shadowmoors. They were the trophy child, but only to the outside world. Threatened by their sadistic mother at any misstep, forced to be changeling son instead of allowed to change freely, they ran at 18. On their way out, killing another noble under the guise of the Wandering Changeling, and in the process gained a cursed artifact that changed their life forever. Now with 11 other spirits sharing their body, oh boy, Mirs joined the party to help her own goals of stealing the rest of the cursed artifacts from the nobles of her homeland, changing her name, her face, and choosing who she wanted to be. She only knows of 6. Current story arc. A major problem that is happening right now is a new face has joined the guild, a banished noble from Mirs' home, another player character, who has been tasked with bringing Melmond home. Mirs has to bite their tongue to play nice, pretending not to know anything, even though the other does not understand that bringing Melmond home is the last thing that Mirs wants. Mirs sees this new face as another enemy, not another victim of the cruelty of the kingdom. It's a whole jury in one. Don't you hate it when you get body roommates? I know, these poor changelings. Specific anecdote. Mirs has a saying, 3 strikes and you're out, which comes from the fact that she owns the keep that her guild is on, and it's her only home. So if they cause harm to it, she will kick them out. Character details. Mirs is in a friends with benefits situationship. I said that. I made that up. Relationship. Mirs is in a friends with benefits relationship with Elvema, who has a huge crush on and cannot admit to having feelings for. She is battling a smoking habit that Elva is helping her break. I projected that. It said relationship. I read situationship. Okay, we're gonna do cursed objects. That is Elizah Ridris. That's why she's Vessel, because the spirits help her in combat. That's cool. Perfect. Character name, Elzaya. Nope, I already messed it up. Character name, Eliza. I think it's Eliza. Character name, Eliza Ridris. He, his, tiefling, Glazia bloodline. Character class, Hexblade, flavored as fiend, warlock, Pact of the Trigger. I don't think I've heard of that one. Character age, 22. Party role, unassuming bounty hunter with a hidden silver tongue. Backstory. Born to a High Elven merchant woman, Sonia, Eliza grew up in the High Elven capital until at 12 years old, he began showing tiefling traits and an Inquisitor of Sol, the sun god, who held a grudge against his mother for spurning his affections, reported her for devil consortment, getting her arrested and leaving Eliza on the streets. At 14 years old, his other mother, the devil, his elven mother, had somehow gotten to fall in love with her and conceive a child with, Glazia, appeared and offered him a deal under a false name, simply Glaz, the power to save his elven mother and curse the Inquisitor who got her captured, but he would have to collect the soul coins of those who broke their deals with her to power the pact. At 16, after 10 kills to his name, 10 coins collected, he was captured for devil consortment himself and sent to the prison fighting pits of Miamgo for the next 6 years. Dang. Current story arc. I just keep saying random words. Current story arc. Not but 2 weeks ago, a strange event in the prison pits occurred. A goblin woman, flickering in and out of reality, assisted Elizah and the rest of his party escape prison, though left them branded with an old symbol representing all gods at once in the process. Not but days after being free, Elizah had to complete a contract for his fiendish mother in order to maintain the now severely frayed pact between them. He completed the contract and, with his new party's help, was able to steal the arrogant man's ship, one member a pirate, and escaped to the northern... That's literally opposite. Escaped to the southern continent. When the heat is lowered in the north, Elizah will turn to the high elven capital and leave the Inquisitor with a curse so terrible he'll beg him to remove it. And Elizah will, in exchange for his soul and his elven mother's freedom. Until then, the strange goblin left them with vague words and instructions. They are tied together and should just try to be good people, because it's against the rules for her to say anything more specific. Oh. Amazing. Specific anecdote. The contract he had to fulfill right after escaping was to collect the soul coin from the adventurer Odyssey. In order to get the most value out of that coin, he had the terrifying gladiator woman who escaped with them challenge Odyssey to a duel and raise the man's hope by pretending that the tides turned to his favor. As Odyssey thought he won the fight and was about to proclaim it, Elizah, from a rooftop 180 feet away, racked the bolt in his pact-provided sniper. Racked the bolt in his pact-provided sniper. Wow, I can't say that sentence. Racked the bolt in his pact-provided sniper and whispered to himself, I regret to inform you, took the shot and crit, but your contract has been terminated. Oh, nice. Oh. We then proceeded to all run towards the man's ship where our pirate companion had been preparing it for stealing and escaped to the sea. It was great. I regret to inform you, but your contract has been terminated. What an excellent, assassin line. Rough, man. Alright, Orion, get some good sleep. Whew. I love these stories. These bring me so much joy every single time. Oh. Very, very good. Character details. Elizah, required to kill at a young age, developed an alter ego to use during such contracts, combat encounters, or the dealing of deals. A traditional silver-tongued devil, confident, casual, and quippy, highly contrasted to his normally nervous and high-strung paranoia. While in this persona, he will refer to himself as a devil and ensure the soul coins he collects have the most value. And for his mother, he knows only his glass. That means raising their hope and crushing it before death. Good lord. Oh man. My god. Elizah's tail flicks like an angry cat when he paces in thought, which is often and usually very worried. When Elizah collects a soul coin, he bites down on it and bends it like you would to test a coin's authenticity, and when he does so, an infernal mist escapes it, which he breathes in and uses it to send... No. Which he breathes in, and it is sent to Glazia/Glaz. My word. Nom noms. Don't forget your soul coins for breakfast. Tangy! Do we still have Tangy in chat? A Grim Reaper inside of you. Should have added psychic damage to that crit. It's a good source of iron. Best served with milk. Oat milk. How quickly after reading a bio do you know you're going to write a song for it? I really don't. It can be both. For stuff like this, it usually marinates. Like reading through these, I'm not thinking about what songs I'll write probably. I'm just enjoying, I'm trying to just be in the moment with it, with you all, and read through the stories. But then yeah, later if something like a line comes to me or a tune comes to me, then yeah, it will kind of marinate and come back. But also sometimes I'm just reading through on my own time and something springs out to me. And in that case, it is instant inspiration, but that's different. When if I'm sitting here to find something to write a song about, it's the instant inspiration. If I am just reading through to kind of start letting things marinate, then yeah, it's going to be something that a few days later I'm like, you know what, I really like that. I'm going to try and sit with it. All good, Cannabagel. Yeah, I don't really have like a set process. I do have, once I get going, I usually write lyrics and I sit here and I just play chords until the tune comes to me, and then lyrics, it all kind of mishmashes together. I don't have a set process. I am not a very technical musician. I am a very by ear musician. Yes, also ADHD is a pain to work with. Whew. All right, is it Wesesa? Is Tangy here? I thought I saw them, but maybe I didn't. For Wesesa? Yes, artist. Best form of learning, for me at least. I just saw there's 69 viewers. Nice. Nice. I really was considering trying to do dual streaming to Twitch, but I can barely keep up with the TikTok. Just the TikTok, these right now at least. So I thought, you know what, I will just do TikTok still for a little bit, at least until things calm down, or maybe they won't calm down. But calling out username and characters feels like I'm in a doctor's office. Yeah, resubmitting the same character is totally okay. The mic is actually a Rode M3, and I am getting a new Rode soon from my uncle as a gift for the podcast. I'm very excited. That'll be the Rode NT1A, and I may or may not set it up to be this. This I actually got to record, so I record my guitar. You can't see it, I'm pointing to something off camera. I have a guitar that's an electric acoustic, and I plug it in to record the line in, because that's the cleanest. I don't have a super amazing room. Oh, Hats, you are too much in the best way. I mean that just you're way too kind and way too lovely. I record the line in, but you lose a lot of like the ambiance. So even though I don't have an amazing acoustically treated room, I record with this. That's why I got this mic. I've set it on the neck of the guitar so that you can kind of hear the strings, you can hear my fingers on there. And then I record that along with the line in, and then I mix that a little bit under so that you can still hear a little bit of like the real guitar sound. But I wouldn't want to ever just rely on this for the guitar because it's not a good enough quality. Acoustic electric guitar, the non-binary musical instrument. Is it electric? Is it acoustic? Yes, exactly. I am not from the UK. I am in Germany, and I am from California. I've lived here for the last like 7 years, almost 8. But I am based in Germany. Alright, I'm not seeing Tangy art in chat. If anyone else saw them, let me know. But we will move on to, I have got Lone? No. Wesesa. Anita with Bella Inverno? South California. It's funny to imagine them all sitting in a small room waiting. California gang living in Europe squad? Hello? Hey, Arizona. Not so far. Why are there so many of us? I don't know, sweet tea. Wait, where are you? I forget. I feel like you've told me, because this is feeling familiar, but maybe it's just because there's so many. You just moved from Cali? Australia? Nice. From Europe, Netherlands? Netherlands is beautiful. Moved to Norway. I have family in Norway, but I've never met them. And I keep telling myself I'm gonna finally go meet them, but I haven't. My grandma was from Norway. Barngluk Verein. Oh, that sounds fun. Hearing South California, does it need to be SoCal? Moved all the way from New Jersey to New York. All right, we've got Bellatrix Inverno, Bella for short. From England here, unfortunately. You know, that's how I feel when I say I'm American. From America, from the US, unfortunately. Maybe wait until after snow season, it's a mess. Yeah. Yeah. Bard number 69. Very good. All right. For Anita, Bellatrix Inverno, Bella. She, her, tiefling, got another tiefling, bard / fighter, 27 years old, co-leader. Party roll. Oh, Hawaii. I still have not been to Hawaii or Alaska. I have not been to Hawaii or Alaska, but I've been to all 48 other states. Yeah. Yeah, on one hand, I don't like being like, I'm from California, because there's like that whole stereotype. But I prefer saying I'm from California to saying I'm from the US. Backstory. A former cavalry captain turned painter. Oh yes, the Bob Ross. Last survivor of an ambush with her now wingless hippogriff, travels the land to spread beauty and hope in trying times. Oh, very beautiful. Oh wow. The redwoods are beautiful. Ross Bob! SoCal is where my mind stays, but it's not my state of mind. You've 6 though. Current story arc. She has accepted that the kingdom and church she dedicated her life to were corrupt and frauds. Found out that 2 people of her platoon survived the ambush, but they were the ones who planned the ambush. With her party, they are trying to find the sun again because the sun god has vanished. She is conflicted and angry, but cannot let her anger blind her during their mission. She was severely damaged and scarred from the attack that killed most of her platoon. Specific anecdote. She painted a new symbol for the party to represent a new belief system they all share. Character details. She likes the color yellow, enjoys her painting, it's actually how she casts bard spells, dislikes people who go against their code for the greater good, has legs like a satyr, so she has hooves and weird cow-like ears, comes from a world where the sun and moon comes from a world where the sun and moon are the main gods. The sun being viewed as the main good god, and the moon being like the devil. I don't think I've ever heard a version of like moon god being Sunenman. The sun being viewed as the main good god and the moon being like the devil. I've never read a story where it was that dichotomy. Their religion is the power of friendship. Yes. I know, disrespecting the moon. You gonna do my moon that way? Are there any adventurers that don't have an Amazon Prime subscription to Trauma? I'd like to cancel. All right, we've got Cirques. Did I typo this? With Gerwin. The cancellation fee is therapy. I think I typoed every single part of this next. Very serious. Gerwin, thank you. Thank you. There we go. I'm glad that I said enough words in that mess that you knew who you were. Because I sure didn't. I typoed all of that. I'm so sorry. But I'm glad we found you and that you're still here. Okay. Gerwin Marblehand. Is it Cyrus? The S sounds. That's how I tell. Perfect. For Cyrus, we have Gerwin Marblehand. He, his, dwarf paladin, 75 years old. Party role. The group dad, strong and dependable, putting himself in the way of danger for his friends. We love a group dad. We love a group dad. We really might have at this rate. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in, friends. Backstory. Grew up in the depths of the dwarven realms to penniless architect's family. Shipped off to join a paladin order, but his love for a match and greed for glory got his entire unit killed. Shame. Exiled to the surface to find his honor again, where he met Layla Hasty, who helped inspire his desire to do right by his people, the Patty and the dwarves. Totally, Anita. Have some good sleep. Hello, friends. The order of reading these has been determined by I make a list at the beginning of the live, and I usually cut it off after about 15 to 20 on the list because I just can't read more than that in a single live. Then we just read through them, and I call out people's names to make sure they're here so they can enjoy their story being read. Yeah. Anne makes a list, sometimes checks it twice, but just about everyone is naughty. And everyone is traumatized. Current story arc. Spent 2 years relearning the bonds of fellowship in a group, protecting and nurturing his younger companions as they all work to save the world and him to regain his self-respect. His fellow adventurers are Layla Hasty, the noble human wizard, Ilion, the exiled drow warlock, Nee, the sealed warlock, and Augustus, the human knight barbarian. Their longest quest, they set out on a quest to save the city of Lazarin from its villainous cult overlords, bent out on sniffing out the non-human population and starting a larger war. With the help of Bovril the red-robed judge, they saved the population and spared it from the oncoming knight's army. The trauma spice. I cannot say it 5 times fast. I can barely say anything. Specific anecdote. On the night, Gerwin got news of the coming atrocities in Lazarin and was told by his employer to not tell his companions and avoid it. He sank into his cups. However, he stole himself, and with the aid of his friends, Layla and Ilion, devised the plan to save the city. Munchkin is on the nice list for sure. Character details. Blue is his favorite color. He wears a broad hat with voluminous feathers. He dresses flamboyantly as his paladin order does and charges headfirst into battle with his greatsword. His beard is dark red, almost auburn. My dyslexia could never read this much. You're doing amazing to read 15 of these. Thank you. I definitely have been mixing up words. But thank you. Yes, actually, I had just skipped over you because you hadn't heard me calling out your name, but we can do Wesesa now. It's not only not purple, it's my favorite color. Yes. Yeah, we haven't had a single purple today. Maybe this time zone is just not as purpley. Voluminous. Definitely one of my new favorite words. It's a good word. I know, time zones are now color-coded. Purple has been overwhelmingly the favorite color of all these characters, but today we have not had a single purple. I did black to be different. I have not, Luke. I have only been reading stories for folks who are live in chat. Eventually, if we get to a point where people are just, there's no list, I will start reading random stories, but for the time being, I haven't even been able to read all the lists, so. Alright, Tangy Arts. Character name, Wesesa. Character pronouns, they, them. Human, bard, 29 years old. Party role, the silliest sewer rat ever. Backstory, they had a bit of a battle with social image, so they now deliberately dress messy. Current story arc, they got cursed to be a rocky statue person, and basically the rest of the party had to save them from being eaten by a statue-eating machine. I've never heard of a statue-eating machine. Specific anecdote. They kind of forgot everything after being a statue, so they ate a tin can. As you do. As you do. Hats, I'm really happy to hear that. It's really great to have you here. Character details. Stinky. Very stinky. Accessories with their acne scars and eye bags and pimple patches. Alright. Nerd with Zeronius. Are you with us? Sweet. Zeronius. 0 for short. He is Owlin. I think this is our first Owlin character. A gunslinger fighter, 23 years old. Party role, curious test subject. Someone's got to do it. He's not depressed, he just likes the dark. Thank you so much, Luke. I know, nerd, are you with us? That's pretty loaded statement, isn't it? Pretty loaded request. He will push the button. I feel that. Backstory. 0 was a messenger like the rest of his family, given their ability to fly. After being rejected from Diamond Mine University, 0 took up crafting and shooting guns as a hobby and self-defense with more dangerous packages. After attending a technology expo, 0 and a few others prevented a terrorist attack. This group joined together and were led on various quests. Yeah, I haven't seen, this is my first time catch, I'm sure there are more Owlins and submissions, but this is the first one I've read through so far. Current story arc. This group, who saw a few personnel changes, found an ancient temple. The temple held the tomb of a figure who recreated the world to what it is today, hiding shards of 9 powerful artifacts. 0 was able to use the short sword artifact named Fang and his trusty revolver until he gave his life protecting it. After combining various artifacts, 0 would find use of the artifact unfettered as a sling attachment on his rifle, allowing him to rage. Now, after defending the Temple of Desaru from many sun-forged and finished their training, the party is looking to get revenge and stop the demon who killed 0 from destroying the world. While 0 may have some fear heading into this battle, he hides it with pride and anger because he needs to retrieve what was stolen from him. How is 0 alive? He's dead. Was he brought back? Is 0 dead, or is this like he got revived? Okay. He got better. It was just a flesh wound. I mean, yes, magic, but usually there's at least like a moment where like they say, and then was revived. But we skipped over the reviving. It's totally okay, please. I figured something happened in there, but usually there is at least forgetting context is my current problem. Totally understand. I totally understand. He fought death and he won! Nothing more metal than that. The statue was broken into pieces, which caused a divide by 0 error in the universe, so now he's alive. He was only mostly dead, which is better than all dead. Get the shocking hands, we're losing him! The revival was implied revival. Exactly. Like it wasn't, yes, it is a world where people just are revived, so I figured it happened. But I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. There is a difference between completely dead and mostly dead. What do you have to live for? To blaze. Which we all know is to bluff. He was dead, but he found the bard's mother in the afterlife. Death is a spectrum. Ooh. Specific anecdote. Either him stabbing and shooting his party mate, Neavera, or the party teasing about a will they won't they with a tabaxi assassin named Niadala that shot at 0 turned ally. The bard's mother revived him and sent him back. She's like, you don't belong here. Not yet. Death is a state of mind. Character details. His color scheme changed over time, always with gray for his wings. From dark blue to red, then green, then finally gold and black. Epic. Also, he calls himself everyone's favorite bird with a gun. Fantastic. Fantastic. Cody05, are you here? When I'm like writing the music, yes, I'm looking at the art, but right now I'm just powering through just the stories. Is it decked? Deck, or it says like decked, but I'm assuming it's just deck. You laughs already. You have horses? Can we go riding? Not a point. I have a cake of soap. It is a lie. Just deck. Okay. Revival punch card. It's like with the 9 lives for cat, right? For Cody05 deck. He is human, rogue / assassin, but basically bardish inclined. Mood. 30 years old. Party role: the leader and the protector. Backstory: exiled from his home country with his twin sister for being chosen by different animal spirits, him the wolf, his sister the owl. They were put on a boat and sent across the sea, and he was only picked up and trained by an assassin's guild. That's okay. I've ridden asshole horses before. It's how I wound up in the hospital. After he fell in love with an elf and she had his daughter, he was forced to kill both of them by the order of the guild, so he seeks revenge. My lord. My goodness. Hats is great, by the way. Credo, for songs, yes, random selection, for songs. I have not started writing songs yet. That will be in January. Right now, we're just doing live readings, and so basically at the beginning of the live, I take everyone's name and their character's name, and we make a list, and once it's too long, I stop making a list, and then I just work on reading through that list for people who are still present in chat. This was LARP, so a lot of that stuff happened. Amazing. Oh my god. So for the songs, it's totally it's like really it's a bit of a raffle of basically what inspires me on a given day. And then for these live read-throughs, I'm just doing what I can to get people who are in chat. So still a little random, but not so random. Goodness gracious. So this guy had to slaughter his own family. Cool. As it happens. Current story arc. He found out he was a world wanderer, a person that can appear and disappear in different dimensions at different times. After 20 years apart, he found his twin sister again and they started to travel together. He has yet to tell his sister that he killed her master in witchcraft. He recently, Deck founded a new thieves guild and is trading stolen goods as well as information. Usually, he is just trying to atone for some of the deaths he caused. By guiding the souls of the dead and dying, I keep putting emphasis in the wrong place. By guiding the souls of the dead and dying towards the care of his goddess, Fel, the goddess of death and darkness. Did the stream explode? Average Tuesday. Specific anecdote. One day, He and his sister stumbled out of the fog that signifies them passing to another world in the middle of a forest that was protected by their little sister, but neither Deck nor their little sister knew who the other one is. His twin sister knew, and at one point, Deck and his little sister were on opposing sides of a battle, and Deck just kept teasing her with diaper-changing stories to get her to make mistakes, and the forces on Deck's side won. Oh yeah, the stream sometimes goes... I've seen it, I think last time it jumped up to like almost 200, but for like 3 seconds, and then it dropped back down to like 70. It was, yeah. But anyways, welcome in for anyone who's joining. Character details. Large scar across the right eye that forks into two in his beard. And his favorite pastime is teasing his twin sister. He's got a feather with a blood-trenched tip stitched on his back. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Alright, star with Noah/star is what I wrote. The sibling bullying. Yes. He's got a bloody feather in his cap and called it macaroni. Petty siblings, yes. Insert bard joke here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Star Solis Eclipse. Is Eclipse the nickname? It's in parentheses. I just wanted to know. For Crystallic Artist Noah, we've got the character name Star Solis Eclipse. Hey Nazo, I don't think there's room. Because I really should be wrapping up pretty soon. I think I'm gonna try to do at least 3 to 5 more. We'll see. Yes, hi Star. I think we're gonna try to do a few more, but I don't think I'm gonna get through the full list that we have today, just because I have learned that after 2 hours my voice is really quite dead. And I don't want to push it too hard. I am thinking if I'm still up for it tomorrow around the similar time. You have something else to do on the 23rd? Yeah, pace myself, take proper care. I am thinking I might try to do a similar time tomorrow. A Christmas Eve episode, perhaps. I don't want to make promises, but this worked out pretty well for me today, energy-wise. With the live streams, you don't want to resubmit your character to the form. That is not necessary. But with a live stream, I just make the list fresh at the beginning based on who can show up that day. So, yeah, no promises, but I expect to do a similar. So I've been live for about 2 hours, almost 2 hours now. So I would start probably around a similar time. So 2 hours ago-ish tomorrow. I am from California. I am based in Germany. But yes, we're in the Discord. Dorko.tv/Discord should redirect you to the invite. I try to give a heads up right before I'm going live, and if I know well in advance, I try to give that heads up as well. There's lots of places to post extra stuff about your character. I can't keep up with all of it. I do at least skim through it. But yeah, we're neighbors, country neighbors, nice. And from France, nice. Yeah. Your brother-in-law is German? Awesome. Good night, Dynamic Duo. Thanks for hanging. Nice. Dorko.tv/Discord. I can't say anything in French. Croissant. That's it. S'il vous plaît. I speak no real French. I find French extremely difficult. Baguette. Sortie. French is so hard. I will keep actual locations out of public VODs as much as possible, but happy to chat if you have a collaboration in mind. Creme brulee. I'm gonna try and make that in the next week. I have looked at the copious amounts of mood boards. Mood boards is what I was gonna say. Okay, we're reading through Star Solis, Eclipse. So, we're back to Noah. Character name, Star Solis, Eclipse. Character pronouns, she, hers. Character species, a descendant of the Eclipse, a cursed daughter of a god and goddess. Character class, edgy science nerd. Character age, 16. Party role. The typical I'll protect you with my life friend. She doesn't actually get or understand her own species yet. So she just kind of thinks life's nice to her as long as she protects those who are important to the well-being of their world. Many Americans say croissant, oui oui, baguette. Oh. Backstory. Star is from an unknown place, originally. Swapped with a stillborn kid growing up in a science-y family with mostly absent parents and a rather difficult childhood of her feeling different from everyone else. She eventually decides to abandon her post and go find her own people. When her powers first came in, not long after her 16th birthday, she accidentally ended up killing two. Quite on something about the bad guys. I'm really sorry. I'm not able to figure out exactly what that says. Quote unquote bad guys. She accidentally ended up killing two quote unquote bad guys. But the kid they were harassing as well. She essentially lost control, and this made her anxious and feel extremely guilty for what she did. So, to make up for what she did and to win back the trust of everyone but her party's leader, someone that will always keep trust in her, she vowed to protect anyone in need of protection. Which is why she joins her party on adventures while she figures out something is not exactly right about her heritage. Dun, dun, dun. Don't you hate being swapped with a stillborn? I love a good classic French baguette. I forget the name of the place. There's a spot in Paris I always go to when I don't go to Paris very often, but I did some cat sitting for a few years. And there was a particular spot I would always make. Bet the Bard's mother wish she thought of doing that swap. Yeah, bread is always good. Current story arc. Figuring out her true identity and what is her curse. Her left hand is entirely black. It seems to stop at her veins, and how to fix it. They recently accomplished to find some sort of in-between power. That wouldn't trigger her curse, but it wouldn't also leave her defenseless, so teleportation. She's trying to accomplish one thing. Everything. She's got the I'll help as many as I possibly can mindset. From proud to anxious, improving. She's a whole lot. Specific anecdote. She picked up a little shadow-like creature, and called them 5. She loves them dearly. Character details. We're back to purple. She adores purple. She loves art and reading. She hates people she doesn't know randomly touching her. Honestly, same. She will attack or warn them. Helping others, trust issues, or trusting too fast. Her left hand is blackish purple all the way to her lower wrist, which wears off closer to her veins. Oh, whoa, that's gotta hurt. Well, too bad. Nice quote. Purple! Kensalyn. Is Kensalyn still here? Hey, hey! Alright, for those of you who are departing to go get some sleep, I hope you sleep well. For those of you who are just joining, welcome in! I'm glad that you submitted your characters. Right now I'm just finishing up reading through the list that I already have, so I won't be able to add you to any more lists today, but I was just saying I do think I'm going to be able to go live again tomorrow morning at a similar time, which would be basically tomorrow 2 hours ago. I'll be live for at least another little bit here trying to read through some more stories. It's alright, Kensalyn, no worries. So 22 hours from now. Thank you, Hets. Kensalyn. Character name, Ghost. Also has several other aliases. Character pronouns, other. We got a changeling. Character species, changeling. Rogue warlock, 27 years old. The heart of the team that everyone would protect. I'm ready. I am ready. Backstory. Ghost was found on the aftermath of a battlefield as a child by a soldier named Sam Slippy Sandwich. Sam Slippy Sandwich. I'm adding a W where there is not. By a soldier named Sam Slippy Sandwich, who retired to raise them in secret. 20 years later, Sam died, and Ghost took on his identity with his blessing to find a safe place to live as the last surviving changeling. The disguise lasted less than a week, though. They soon learned that Sam had led the army that killed her kind. Angels and demons wanted her either dead or stripped of her powers, and the world would soon end if she and her new friends didn't do anything to stop it. The twist! The plot twist! Damn. Current story arc. I know it has been also. Recently, Ghost has been able to travel to the city where they were born, Baron's Grave. The battle had been so severe that even 20 years later, the town still hadn't repaired or even cleared away the burned sector that had mainly been home to the changelings. Ghost took a chance in a private meeting with the mayor and revealed herself as a changeling, and he drew such hope from her speech about wanting a future that he immediately sent out a decree to begin work on the old sector, and made her feel like the future she pretended to see may someday actually exist, whether or not she had lived to see it. Hello, Felwind. Ghost keeps dealing with a cycle of acceptance and betrayal. They discovered their adopted father is responsible for the near genocide of her kind. Yep, and the only other changeling alive killed her father and hid that fact from them. Her closest friend gave them a name and place in his family, only to pretend it never happened, etc. But still tries to impress on everyone around them the importance of trusting each other. There's a bit of her inside that she tries to ignore that wonders if she actually trusts anyone anymore. No wonder. They honestly don't expect to survive more than a few more weeks with how things have been going. So any trust or hope they have isn't something they feel anymore. They decided the only way they can hold on to those parts of who they used to be is to make hope and trust something that exists in their actions rather than their mind, so they can keep being the light of the party that they need. So they can keep being the light the party needs them to be. I know this character needs a hug. A mega hug. Specific anecdote. When Ghost thought they were making a decision that would end up killing them, a party member tried cautioning them to be careful. They just smiled and handed them a single bent copper piece without explanation. Sam had given it to them years ago to have a bit of sense. And they gave it away because they knew they were being stupid. Very symbolic. When the moment came, however, the party member they'd given the coin to took the blow for them and died in their place. Oh man. Oh. Hi from hello to Denmark. I know. My heart. Character details. Ghost tends to favor dark blue. Ghost has to be secretive with their shape-shifting, so they love when they feel safe enough with the party to lilt from form to form. Also, Sam always brews his own moonshine, so she can really hold her liquor and loves a good night of drinking. They loathe being patted on the head. Oh, Nimona vibes. Oh my god. Yeah. Ghost tends to lead conversations in a way that gets people to reveal things about themselves, or at least to feel comfortable around her. But when somebody recognizes something about them and points it out, they become nervous, talk quickly and too much, and apologize more than they should. Ghost has a lean build in their natural changeling shape. They have one recent scar, which they refuse to let the clear heal across the cheek. Their normal public form is a young woman named Ida, which the party knew them as for a short time. They used any pronouns, but recently have been using she, they, and avoiding he, since the party became accustomed to Ida, and since their typical masculine persona was their father Sam, who they learned was known by certain people as the Butcher for slaughtering the changelings. They have recently been testing out a new masculine persona they called Otel, whom they have yet to introduce to the party. You'll see red hands in some of the art. That was a curse that's been removed. Ghost doesn't have a catchphrase, but if you ask the party, they'd probably joke that it's either, come on guys, we gotta trust each other, or hold my beer, check this out. I know, can we make a Changelings that have lost everything support group? Right. Oh man. Oh boy. Fin, are you with us? I know, we really be bullying our PCs. AC writing with Ilsha, are you here? Now I've got the visual of like everyone in a waiting room. Hey Felwind, I mean technically I've written you down, but I don't think we're gonna get that far down the list unless a bunch of people had to leave. AC writing in the chat. It's not bullying, it's character building. Are you another Anne? Totally, Felwind. Good day! PCs are built with nifty little trauma pockets. Hello. For AC writing, Ilsha is the character name. She, hers. Ooh, a Wanti. I haven't found a Wanti as a character yet. In one of our campaigns, we are fighting a lot of Wanti. Trauma bags of holding. Yes. Character class, Pact of the Tome, Fiend Warlock. Age 22. Very untrusting big sister. Backstory. Ilsha, her lover, Vilrus, and the best friend Jaylene tried to steal from a rich businessman, Killian Benedict, and he had them all beaten and killed. The end. That's it. That's the whole story. Just kidding, there's more. Ilsha's body was thrown into the ocean and started drowning. This is really right on... Ilsha's body was thrown into the ocean and started drowning. So as she was dying, she made a pact with the Archdevil to take revenge on Benedict. She joined the party so she could grow her powers to get her revenge and protect what remains of her family back at home. Oh wow, Chaos. It's a very short campaign. A Wanti is kind of like a snake. Partial, like snake-ish. Like humanoid snake kind of situation, I think. If I'm imagining correctly. Current story arc. She has finally reunited with her 4 younger siblings after having to stay away. I'm gonna start that sentence over. She has finally reunited with her 4 younger siblings after having to stay away from her home island for the past 4 years. She has just arrived on a ship where Benedict is and is about to carry out her revenge on him and his minions. She also recently discovered the grave of Verlis, and there she told him that their family was safe, and after 4 years of grief and loss, she has decided she wants to try living, even if he's not there with her. After 4 years of grief, she has also fallen in love again with a new man, Ivan. He's soothing and kind and makes her feel safe. Being with the party has reminded her of what it's like to be with family and has given her new purpose and joy in life. The Archdevil she's made a pact with, is it Arch or Arc? The Archdevil she has made a pact with is actually a really cool entity who has never harmed her and only ever supported her. He just recently offered that she could get her soul back and instead become his champion if she goes and kills a bad guy for him. So yay. But seriously, we're about to murder the shit out of Killian Benedict after going through some kind of death game situation, and we're all so excited to kill that bastard. Specific anecdote. She just came face to face with Killian Benedict again. She was disguised as one of the guests on his cruise ship and walking down a hallway when he turned a corner and saw her. He greeted her and started acting friendly since he believed she was someone else. Ilsha stood back with her back turned, overcome with fear at hearing his voice again. She wanted to run away and throw up from the anxiety of seeing him. All the bad memories of the night she, Verlis, and Jaylene were killed came rushing back. But all she could do at the moment was smile, turn around, and act like she was someone else. She talked to him as if nothing happened and made up an excuse to flee the situation and have a breakdown somewhere else in private. You know. You know. As you do. I also try to flee the situation and have a breakdown somewhere else in private. Favorite color? Green. She grew up a poor orphan, so she does not really like rich people. Has a pet grass snake named Ash, named after the archdevil who saved her from death. He acts as a sort of emotional support animal for her since she struggles with anxiety and depression. She loves the ocean, swimming, diving, sailing, just strolling on the beach. Green? That's not purple at all, right? Would be rude to ruin the crew's mood. Very good. Sword God. Do we have a sword god here in chat? Welcome, welcome, friends who are just joining in. Probably not going to read too many more. Just as a heads up, we're kind of coming to the end of my stamina. Can't ruin the crew's mood. People don't ship that. Hey, Ghost Kitten. Not today. Certainly not in the next few stories. I'm about wrapping up here. Do we have a Cade? Link. You are scraping your way up, but it really depends on how many people are not here anymore. If several more people end up not being in chat anymore, then we might actually get to you. Cade with Ekoyi? I don't know how to pronounce it. Yes, we hydrated today. I've been drinking my coffee, which I guess is not really hydrating. It's keeping me up. Or rather, helping me wake up. I just like dropped water out of my mouth. I like to say, whenever I say it, I realize it sounds very silly. I've got a hole in my mouth, which I do, it is my mouth. But sometimes I feel like just, I don't know how it falls out. Okay. Cade. I'm not seeing a Cade in chat. I find your English quite fine. Cade. Ikui. Alright, hats! Guess who is next? Since several people were not able to stick around, we get to read about Rex. Well, it's wears hats. I call them hats for short. As long as you had fun with the character, that's what matters. It's hats time. I don't really ask people where their system, what system they play in. So I'm just saying TTRPG. I know some of these technically aren't TTRPG either, but I figure if you submit your character to a TTRPG submission, then you have to be okay with me talking about it under the TTRPG Umbrella. Okay. Hats. We've got Rex. He, his, dog, anthropomorphic, that's easy for me to say, anthropomorphic golden retriever, wizard / chef, 21 years old. Hats, are you here? No, I'm on the other side of the ocean. Enjoy your Christmas stuff with the family, Cody. Okay, we're a 21-year-old wizard chef dog, anthropomorphic golden retriever, Rex. Party role. He'd like to think he's wise and supportive. Others may see him as more of a goof. In other words, he's a dog. He's a gruff old salt, but in a playful way. His character sheet says he's a wizard, but as far as he's concerned, his job is ship's cook and magic is just a bonus. Already beautiful. Literally golden retriever boyfriend. See you later, Verity. Thanks for hanging. Sorry we couldn't get to Gladio today. Backstory. A blind dog with a seeing eye monkey had trouble finding work as a chef because, despite his considerable skill, he learned too late that others didn't have the same appreciation as he did for his preferred use of spices. So he fell in with a ragtag group of fugitive pirates who were pleasantly surprised to learn that he was also a wizard. He doesn't generally go ashore, but his high chef skill allows him to imbue the food he makes with spells. Eating his hardtack makes you invulnerable to physical damage for an hour. Eating a biscuit makes you invisible for an hour, etc. That's really cool. I know the way you describe him makes me know you adore this character. I know, he deserves all the pets. The not seeing eye dog. Chef, wizard, dog, pirate? Everything you need. Everything you need. Current story arc. The pirate crew accidentally discovered a secret plot by an evil international cabal across Europe and northern Africa who are trying to summon an elder god to destroy the world. So they spring into action, set sail for the Caribbean. It should be safer there, right? We don't want to save the world. We just want to be where the world won't get destroyed. So realistic. So realistic. Oh. Where will we be safe? To the Caribbean! Oh. Specific anecdote. The ship was being attacked by an enemy vessel that had them outgunned. Rex, hearing the fuss, came out of the galley up on deck and asked what was happening. His seeing eye monkey, Bananas, was well trained in navigating the galley supplies, but was not up to the task of describing the battle. Rex had the invisibility spell, but was not high level enough to make an entire ship invisible. So instead, he had someone point him in the right direction and made the enemy's sails invisible, hindering their ability to maneuver, prompting a fellow player to exclaim, out of character, "Offensive use of invisibility! Brilliant! I love it!" Perfect. Unfortunately, we still lost the battle. Our ship sank. We boarded their ship. We ended the session. The DM apologized for having misjudged the encounter. We rolled the whole thing back, and Rex muttered and mumbled as he was escorted back across the gangplank to the original ship. But we don't have to talk about that, or the fact that the DM also ruled against partial use of the invisibility spell, even though the rulebook specifically lays out how many points you need to turn a given ship's sails invisible. Apparently, that's supposed to be how many points the sails add to the total needed to turn the whole ship invisible too. Boo! Not the way I prefer to remember it. Dramatic license. Still so fantastic. Character details. Rex is a blind dog. He does not have a favorite color. Fair enough. He does have a cheerful habit of referring to his crewmate, Anon-E Moose. Yes, she's an anthropomorphic moose, by the nickname Chocolate, A as in moose. It makes her smile. As a blind pirate, he wears eye patches over both eyes. He is a little sad that his cooking got him fired from his previous jobs because he's highly skilled and it's not his fault that other people have poor taste, but he finally reluctantly learned to make what people want, even if they're wrong. So great. Hello, Johnny. Welcome in. We are reading TTRPG character stories that have been submitted for me to potentially write a song about. Yeah, so we're just reading through character stories. Rex. Beautiful Rex. Best doggo pirate. Fantastic. With bananas, the monkey, seeing eye monkey. Beautiful, beautiful Rex. Is Bloodsucker still here? Some of your usernames are very funny to say out loud, like, is a nerd still here? Best puppy. I really should wrap up soon just for the sake of my voice, but it's really hard when I feel like we could almost get, I can't get everyone. We really can't. The eye patch is like Villians. I don't know what that is, actually. Imagine the waiting room again. Bloodsucker? Can I get a bloodsucker? I think I'm gonna try to do one or two more. I'm not seeing bloodsucker here. I am not in the USA right now. Fear the Deer with Ophelia? Oh my god, the chat is doing crazy things. I'm really excited that you're gonna get art for Rex. Imagining that in the doctor's office. Can we get a bloodsucker? Fear the Deer? Alright, Fear the Deer is present. Alright, Benacosta, that would be great. I am from California. I am in Germany. And I am looking up Ophelia. The way we also have character names makes it more like a vet's office for sure. Ja, aber mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut. Ich kann Deutsch, aber nicht. Es ist nicht meine Muttersprache. Hold on, let me just confirm. Alright, because your display names and your usernames are often different. So like and TikTok I can finally click on to see the username. But I have to like click on it to like see that. It used to not be that way. I used to just have to like see your display name and I couldn't figure it out. No, all good, totally fine. I just it takes a second to, I just like to confirm I've got the right thing. But we've got, for Fear the Deer, character name Acceptance, birth name, or Ophelia, chosen name, but is more often known by the latter. Her last name is Khan. Hey Glitch, welcome in. You can totally submit a character that is still in play, like, you know what I mean? It is all good, Chaos Eagle. In the end, it works out usually. Alright, reading for Fear the Deer, for Acceptance, Ophelia, the character. Acceptance, birth name, Ophelia, given, well, chosen name. Birth name and given name are the same. Chosen name is different. Character pronouns, she, hers. Character species, Azamar, a homebrew variation with a massive set of physical wings, 1,000, 10,000, 1,000 year lifespan. I can totally read. Character class, Paladin, starts as Oath of Redemption, likely will end as Oath of Ancients. Okay. 343 years old. Role, party mom / healer. Ophelia married a loving and doting man named Retcon. He, him, the future BBEG. Foreshadowing. That's not foreshadowing, that's just telling. a childhood friend of hers about 100 years prior to the campaign. Because of his specific power set, he was pulled away from her very suddenly and vanished, leaving her alone and confused. She went searching for the man she loves, hearing uncharacteristically horrible stories about his deeds, and taking an oath of redemption with the intention to save him from what she assumed was a curse and bring him home. Party Mom Asmar, my favorite. Amazing. Jonathan Ong just fired up stream, so now you've got brassy fanfare as background music. Oh, amazing. Excellent. Gotta love some Jonathan Ong. Current story arc. Ophelia is currently coping with the knowledge of that her initial assumption of Rhett being cursed was completely wrong, and the horrible things she has seen him do are completely of his own free will, although he is being influenced and he is going mad. She's confused and heartbroken, struggling to accept the fact that things will never be as they once were and that she can't just save him. Very gradually, with the help of the party, she's starting to come to the realization that if she can't save him, then she must go against everything she stands for and use force to stop him. Despite the fact that she still loves him, she will eventually break away from him and reshape herself as a person, redefining herself without his influence. Oh, that's gotta be rough. That's rough, buddy. My girlfriends wanna turn into the moon. That's rough, buddy. Oh, character details. Whenever someone dies, or nearly dies, she makes origami paper stars as a way to try and cope with the guilt from her savior complex. She also loves dancing. Rhett used to sing for her for this reason, but her love of dancing came around before she even met him. Hello, hello, welcome in. She is someone with a very strong sense of morality, but it is not something she pushes into others unless it involves innocent people getting hurt. She very much fits her name, being a rather accepting and genuine person, but regardless of lifestyle, religion, etc. But she is also hyper-empathetic, absorbing the emotions of those around her like a sponge and letting it constantly weigh her down. Ultimately, this sense of hyper-empathy can sometimes get in the way of what needs to be done, particularly when coupled with her savior complex. She is 6'5", the tallest of the group. Big buff lady. We love a big buff lady. Regardless of her own emotional state, she is typically the emotional support of the group, and the one they will turn to when they need comfort. She's basically the epitome of that one meme, I'm a healer, but when one of the party members is in real danger. How many were submitted? Currently 1,343 stories have been submitted. Your boyfriend turned into the BBEG? Oh my god. That is crazy. Okay, as much as I would like to keep reading, I can tell my voice is gonna start going, and I'd rather stop before that happens. I'm having a lot of fun, so it's always really hard for me to end these lives when I feel like I could keep going, but I think it's better to stop while I'm ahead. I do think I will probably try and do another one of these tomorrow, like I've said. But for those of you who are just joining, I will try to be live again tomorrow. In 2.5 hours ago. Tomorrow, 2.5 hours ago. I've had so much fun reading through all of these. I do expect to upload these again. I'm now recording locally. Session 1 is lost to time forever, but Session 2, Session 3, those have been recorded and uploaded to YouTube. This is Session 4. That comes next. That'll also go up on YouTube, and then I'm going to be going through as I can to edit down each of the individual stories so that I can upload them here to TikTok, as well as shorter little clips so that you can all enjoy these in that context as well. But yes, I've had such a lovely time hanging out with you all. This is always so much fun. It's really hard for me to end these lives because it's such a good time. But I saw a bunch of you have joined us in the Discord. For those of you who are interested but didn't get to do that yet, it's dorko.tv/discord. We'll get you in there. I try to give a bit of a heads up when a live is starting there. And yeah, thank you so much. You all are so lovely and beautiful. Whether you are, yes, and it is 18 plus. I am so sorry. Thank you. It's 18 plus. And yeah, you can't come back if you never leave. Totally true. So yeah, everyone take good care of yourselves. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you are taking good care of your energy and respecting that. And I can't wait to hang out with you more in future videos, in the Discord, in future lives. And yeah, you're all so lovely. Have so much fun with your characters. Feel free to look through the character gallery as well, if you're excited about these. And yeah. I'm gonna say bye now for reals. Bye!